Hello, Amber here. This week's video is another of my characters, obviously. She's the daughter. What's a dawdle? She's the daughter of Racquel, niece of Rowena, and mother to both Kiah and Kaia. Links to all of them will be in the description below, along with in the card. I think all but Kaia have videos, but I know they all do have a Toy House page, which I'll, of course, link. I think all three of the previous that have videos are not with the voiceovers like this, so if you want information on them, you'll have to go to the Toy House pages. Anyway, this is my Lycan bounty hunter, Demetra, although she does go by Demi. As I did say before, she's the daughter of Racquel. Now, she's also the daughter of Vincent Remington, again, card and description, but I'm not going to go into the details of her conception because it's really not necessary. That's more of a Rocky story than a Demi story element. She did, however, grow up with Vincent being a regular visitor for years, even though he was super nomadic. He just didn't call the same place that they were at home. When she was 10, though, give or take, the house that she and Racquel were living in was attacked. Both Demi and Rocky very nearly lost their lives due to the attack. Their house was burned, broken, everything, and all because of Rocky's sister, Rowena. Demi, by that point, hadn't met her aunt, but Rocky was sure to tell her that Rowena wasn't as bad as those that had attacked believed, that Rowena was a lost soul that just needed to come home. That's one thing. Rowena went out and terrorized Europe, in essence, and it was all because of sheer pain, grief, and mental anguish. Rocky realized that. She was probably the one and only person who was not afraid of Rowena's torment, terror. She wasn't scared of her sister. And she made sure that her daughter wasn't either. The pair did find a new home, still in Europe, and they tried to continue their lives. Also, by still in Europe, Demi was born in... Oh, bloody hell, I said it. Where is it? Yeah, now I can't find it. What the hell? Oh, jeez. And it was a good conversation earlier, too. What the hell? Well, whatever. I can't find it now. I'm trying to find it, but I can't. Didn't care. Finland. There we go. Demi was born in Finland. Now, that doesn't mean she is... Well, okay. She is Finnish in the sense of that is where she was born, but she's not Finnish by genetics. Obviously. Vincent is Welsh. Anyway. Where was I? Blah, blah, blah. They found a new home in Europe still and tried to continue with their lives. Sadly, contact couldn't be made with the man that had contributed to Demetra's genetics, Vincent. He was extremely nomadic and very hard to find. So, try as she might, Rocky had to leave Vincent behind as well. She couldn't even head back to the remains of the house and leave anything for him. It was too dangerous. However, she did leave a message with the council to pass to Vincent if anyone saw him. But she learned much, much later that never actually happened. So, Rocky and Demetra lived alone in a forest in Norway, and they lived there for years. While there, Rocky taught Demi all she knew about how to handle a blade, with a variety of swords being the focus. Demi took to that like fur on a cat. It almost seemed as if she had been born to learn how to handle them properly. Of course, that was primarily for self-preservation. They hunted their own animal. They hunted their meat. Bears, wild animals, and the like. And they used every piece of it because they had to. Rocky and Demi didn't want to go into a market because of Rowena, because they didn't want to be attacked again. So they played it safe. They grew their own fruits and veg. They hunted their own meat. And they lived quite well for quite a while. Some years later, Demi met a man by the name of Joshua. He was in his 20s, had no issue with Demi being from Finland originally, and they hit it off hard. Rocky adored Joshua as well, which was fantastic, absolutely fantastic, as he was staying with them for a bit, due to his own home having been rendered unlivable by people who did not like his slightly aggressive ass. Granted, he wasn't super aggressive. It was just, I guess one way to put it is he was what one would consider a lovable asshole today. And he was snarky. Perfect fit for Demi, to be honest. But in that society, they did not like that, so they attacked him. They wanted to scare him off. While he was staying with them, he learned that they just didn't care. That the information about him made literally no difference. The time he spent with them allowed him to lighten up, calm down, and actually find himself loving life. And loving Demi far more than he had originally thought he would. Their love blossomed, and it didn't take long before they moved out. When they did, Demi, of course, kept in contact with her mother, but she also knew she would need to find work. But there were more than a few rejections because of the fact that she was a woman. Her, at the time, red hair didn't help either. So she started looking elsewhere. Eventually, she found work with a bounty hunters guild. One she learned later was extremely shading, if the fact that a woman was added to the rosters wasn't any indication. She did stick with it, though, her and Joshua working a life together. Or rather, her and Joshua making a life together. I'm sorry if you heard my phone vibrate. Demi found herself loaned to other guilds, officially, for various hunts, and while it didn't bother her, she still found herself wondering why. Was it because she was a female? Because she was particularly good? Was it something else? There was really no way for her to know. Sure, she could ask, but she really didn't want to deal with that likely snark she'd receive in return. While being loaned out like that, Demi's gorgeous fiery red hair darkened to the same color as the dark flames her family was known for. Her hair was an indicator, though. Demi's a firing. They are known for fire mana. They are known for their fiery red hair. For some reason, Demi was losing hers. Granted, she wasn't losing her mana. She was just losing the heat, the fire. It caused some changes within her, and there are only theories about why it happened, as nobody knows for certain. And then Demi learned she was pregnant. The most prevalent theory for her mana shift is relating to that as well. Thanks to Vincent's pure or holy mana, in her genetics, one of her daughters ended up being a pure mage, and one of the theories is that maybe that had an unexpected effect. Or perhaps Joshua's mana had some sort of effect along those lines. Nobody honestly knows. Demi really doesn't care, though. She doesn't care enough to find out. It doesn't bother her. Her hair and mana don't bother her and Joshua, so what's the point in worrying about it? They're not causing problems. Now, Demi had twin girls. I'll link them below. And as I've said before, Kiah and Kaia. And they grew up quite well. Demi ended up getting a more permanent position at a more reputable guild, met her cousin Ash. Yes, I will link him below as well, and in the card. Befriended the head, who I think, last week? The week before. A couple weeks ago. I'll link her, don't worry. And she had a good life with Joshua and her girls for a few years. And then Joshua went missing. Demi tried, and she tried hard to find him. No matter what, she couldn't. He seemed to have dropped off the face of the earth. So, to give her daughters a life where they weren't alone for more than half their lives, she took the girls, as I said, Kiah and Kaia, back to her mother's. and they lived there for what seemed like forever. But none of them were really complaining about it. And there they stayed until contact with Vincent was made again. Rocky then moved into his basement due to some drama at home, leaving the house to the three. The two youngest ended up moving out, leaving Demi the only one there. And that's where... I should mention the drama, huh? Demi, during a hunt one day, was bit by a Lycan, making her one. She vanished for a couple of months after that to try and gain control of herself and her new instincts. When she returned, she found out that her daughter, Kaia, was a vampire. To say there was drama is seriously understating it. So, Rocky moved out due to the fact that she got caught in the middle of it more than once. Kiah moved out because same thing. She got caught in the middle between her mother and her sister. Kaia moved out because she does love her mother. She just can't stand the fact that it smells like a wet dog and natural instincts. So she moved out as well. And now Demi lives alone. However, all four are still quite in contact, and good contact at that. There are no issues among them. It is just Demi and Kaia can't be in the same room for too long. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there. Thanks for giving this a listen. Sorry about the mess in the beginning. And I will catch you guys on the flip side. Oh, next week is... his name is Marcus. He's a mana hunter and runs a bar. I guess I'll just leave it there. Alright, anyway, I'll catch you on the flip side. This is Amber out. Stay cool, cats, and I'll see you later.